What's going on, everyone? It's me, Matty, for LFC Transfer Room, and in today's video we're going to be looking at exactly why Jude Bellingham can sign for Liverpool this summer. None of these myths, we're going to debunk them all. Bellingham can sign this summer and it's happening. Watch the video and find out why. Jude Victor William Bellingham, born the 29th of June 2003. Yeah, 2003. Makes you feel old, doesn't it? At only 18 years of age, Jude Bellingham is one of the most exciting prospects in world football. At just 17 years of age, he became the youngest and most expensive 17-year-old in history when he signed for Borussia Dortmund for an initial fee of £25 million. Now, let's just put this into context. Jude Bellingham signed for Dortmund for £25 million from Birmingham. That says how big of a player he was. These are a championship side. He's had no Premier League experience under his belt and got sold age 17 for £25 million. Now, apparently, after 2 seasons in the Bundesliga and a DFB Pokal victory under his belt, he doesn't find himself short of offers. I think every single team in the Premier League and probably all of Europe would take Jude Bellingham. Apparently, £80 million is enough to tempt Dortmund to selling him this year. Now, it's no secret that Liverpool and Jurgen Klopp admire Jude Bellingham and vice versa. His family admire Liverpool. He's definitely called Jude after Hey Jude, by the way, and he's been on record loads saying that he grew up idolising Steven Gerrard. Probably like most of us, he was on the playground, hitting a screamer, saying in his head, Stevie G. Everyone was doing it, and I don't think Bellingham was any different. But obviously, many people are going to say, but Dortmund won't sell Haaland and Bellingham in the same summer. And I say, why not? Why will they not sell the two of them in the previous summer? That's a myth. Of course they'll sell the two of them in the same summer because they've done it before. They've done it pretty much every year. It's Dortmund's philosophy. Let's look into it. Just a year after they won the Bundesliga last, Dortmund sold one of their key players in Shinji Kagawa, as well as Lucas Barrios and Ivan Perisic, to name a few. Now, go and have a look at it yourself. The year that they won the league, they lost Kagawa, Barrios and Perisic, and that was in an overhaul of about 12 players. A year later, when they had just reached the Champions League final, they didn't win it, but they reached the Champions League final, they found themselves selling Goetze, Bittencourt and Gunter, again, amongst a long list. The following year, they lost Lewandowski for nothing. Arguably one of the greatest strikers the world's ever seen. They lost him to nothing to the arch rivals Bayern Munich. Nothing. In 16-17, they sold Mkhitaryan, Hummels, Gundogan. 3 huge departures when you think of the careers they went on to have. Mkhitaryan, fantastic career. Mats Hummels, I know he did return to them. Again, fantastic career. And Gundogan's still bossing her in the Prem now. Unbelievable player. They all went in the same summer. The following year, in 17-18, they sanctioned sales for Dembele, Aubameyang, Ginter, Bender, Ramos, Bartra, and many, many others. These are just the big names that I'm picking out here. So in one summer, they sold Dembele and Aubameyang, Ginter, Bender, Ramos, and Bartra. Now, Aubameyang and Dembele was over 200 million. Just them two. They were there. Back in 17-18, Aubameyang and Dembele was arguably as important to Dortmund as Haaland and Bellingham is now. And don't factor in the fact you had Ginter, Bender, Ramos and Bartra, all fantastic players in their own right, huge players, big names, all got sold that summer. Now, the summer after that, 18-19, they sold Pulisic, Yarmolenko, Sahin, Castro and Merino, among others. Now, this is pretty much in the whole calendar year. So in 18-19, they sold Pulisic, Yarmolenko, Sahin, Castro, Merino. The same with all the other sales. I'm going off calendar years of who they've lost. Now, what's worth noting is Dortmund haven't really reached the Champions League final or been there or thereabout really in the Bundesliga for a number of years. But when they did reach them, rather than strengthen them from the position of reaching Champions League finals and winning the league, they didn't. They just sold the key players and continued to sell them. 2019-20 again was another big year of departures for Dortmund. They had Diallo, Paco Alcacer, Julian Weigl, Philip Maximum, and Alexander Isaac all departing. Again, amongst a huge list. Now, just plucking one name out of that, Alexander Isaac, one of the hottest properties in world football, one of the best strikers and most exciting strikers coming through. Liverpool were linked with him previously. Dortmund sold him in 1920. So, and that's amongst, again, another list with the likes of Diallo and Paco Alcacer, Julian Weigl, all big names. 2020 and 21 was a relatively quiet year of departures for Dortmund. And bar Jadon Sancho last season, again, it was very quiet with minimal departures. But they did, however, still lose Bellerardi and Thomas Delaney in the last year. So, in the past 2 years, they've lost Sancho, Thomas Delaney and Berardi, who were three massive players. Sancho went for huge money to Manchester United and has disappointed. But I think people look at Dortmund in the last 2 years and think they won't sell Haaland and Bellingham in the same summer because they haven't done it for 2 years. They only sold Bellingham 1 year. They didn't sell any of the other big players. But these past 2 years are a myth in the past 10 years of Borussia Dortmund. They always sell the big players. They always have. And when you look at previous years' outgoings, the myth of Dortmund won't lose two key players in the same window is false. It's complete and utter false because they've done it time and time again. Dortmund are always willing to sell for the correct price. It's the model they swear by and it will always operate by. Just because Haaland has departed this summer will not allow them and will not stop them selling Bellingham as well. Just take 17-18 as an example, losing Ousmane Dembele, Aubameyang, Ginter and Bender. And then the year after, losing Mkhitaryan, Hummels and Gundogan. So in 2 years, they lost Dembele, Aubameyang, Ginter, Bender, Mkhitaryan, Hummels and Gundogan. And I'm meant to believe everyone on Twitter telling me that there's absolutely no way they're selling Haaland and Bellingham in the same summer, when in 2 years they lost 6 household names. That's averaging 3 a year. Borussia Dortmund are a selling club. If the price is right, they will have their eyes on replacements for each individual already. They will know who's replacing Bellingham next summer. So if the price is right for Bellingham, they'll go and get the replacement this summer instead. It's just how Dortmund work. 2 quiet summers have hurt Dortmund's bank accounts. A summer where they could generate upwards of 150 million from sales counteracts the last 2 years. It's a huge summer and another rebuild if they do sell the two of them. However, this is a club that's constantly rebuilding. Dortmund have never got the finished article. They're a club that buy young for cheap money, make them world class, sell them for a profit. They're always in a rebuild. Imagine being a Dortmund fan, it'd be grim. 80 million for an 18-year-old who has a 10 plus year career ahead of him makes sense as well for Liverpool. Bellingham would also slot into a homegrown quota, which I think people underestimate the value of that in the Premier League sides. Having English players in your squad and in your club is vital. It's a necessity. You physically have to have them. So Bellingham taking one of that quota, it works. Like, Liverpool have got a lot of internationals. Putting someone in who's English, who's going to give you 10, 15 years of service, it ticks a box. Why do you think James Milner is constantly staying? As well for his mentality, he's homegrown. It's what you need. But this was the summer Liverpool fans were always promised will be a big one. Yeah, we may have already signed Darwin Núñez, Fabio Carvalho, and what looks like we're going to get Calvin Ramsey. But when you factor in the departures of Mane, Minamino, Nico Williams, that ultimately pays for Núñez's fee. And then you've got the likes of Diox, Nat Phillips. You've got loads of players departing, and this squad, what we've had an array of options from, is slowly thinning. So we need to improve it. And I think this year proved we needed a midfielder. We can't go into a season with Henderson, Milner, Thiago, Fabinho and Keita as our midfield when you've got Keita who's injury prone, Thiago who's prone to a knock, Hendo who's not getting any younger, and Milner who's 36. We need a midfielder this summer. I think going in for Tchouaméni proved that. I think if we would have got Tchouaméni, we probably would have waited till next summer to get Bellingham. I think we probably would have because of how versatile Tchouaméni was. But he's went to Madrid. So we're going to go and get the man we want now, which is Jude Bellingham. And I think it's the way it's kept secret in football, by the way. I think everybody knows Klopp wants Bellingham and Bellingham wants Klopp. Everyone thinks it'll be next summer. It won't. It won't. I don't think a move for Jude Bellingham is really a dream anymore. I think it's a reality, to be honest with you, because Dortmund will sell anyone. As long as the price is right, they'll sell their key players. And it proves it if you look at the previous years of sales. Like I said, in 2 years, we're losing Mkhitaryan, Gundogan, Hummels, Dembele, Aubameyang, Ginter, Bender and Bartra in 2 years. It shows they'll sell 2 big players. They sold 3 in one summer and 2 the next summer. They'll sell Haaland and Bellingham because it's money. They'll go and get Bellingham's replacement for about 10 million. They might even go and buy Job from Birmingham for about 10 million and make him into a 60, 70 million pound superstar. Because that's just what Dortmund do. Jude Bellingham coming to Liverpool, and I can't wait. I've been Matty for LFC Transfer Room. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe on the video. And let me know in the comments, are you on the Bellingham train? And is he coming this summer? Have you changed your mind? Let me know. Nice one for watching.